Boys and girls, let's dive into our next chapter in Ozma of Oz. Remember yesterday, Dorothy finally made a correct guess. She touched a purple kitten and it turned into Evring, one of the princes of Ev. And because she made a correct guess, she didn't get turned into a knickknack or an ornament like everybody else who didn't make right guesses. Remember that Billina was under the king's throne the whole time he was talking to his steward about all the ornaments. Sorry. And that the family, the Ev royal family, is all purple ornaments. The Oz folks are all green. And TikTok, who got turned into an ornament, he made him gold because the king thought he was ugly in real life, so he made him something more beautiful as an ornament. They're getting ready to go back into the throne room to talk to the king, and this next chapter is called Billina Frightens the Nome King. Do you think you would be afraid of a chicken? Sometimes chickens can be pretty scary. I think they remember that they used to be dinosaurs, because some scientists think that dinosaurs evolved into birds over time, and chickens can be scary. Now, when Dorothy had entered the palace to make her guesses, and the Scarecrow was left with the Gnome King, the two sat in moody silence for several minutes. Then the monarch exclaimed in a tone of satisfaction, "Very good." "Who is very good?" asked the Scarecrow. "The Machine Man. He won't need to be wound up any more, for he has now become a very neat ornament. Very neat indeed." "How about Dorothy?" the Scarecrow inquired. "Oh, she will begin to guess pretty soon," said the king cheerfully, "and then she will join my collection, and it will be your turn." The good Scarecrow was much distressed by the thought of his little friend, that his little friend was about to suffer the fate of Ozma and the rest of their party. But he sat in a gloomy reverie until a shrill voice suddenly cried out, "Cut, cut, cut, cadot! Cut, 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 cadot!" The Gnome King nearly jumped out of his seat, he was so startled. "Good gracious! What's that?" he yelled. "Why, it's Billina," said the Scarecrow. "What do you mean making that noise like that?" shouted the king angrily as the yellow hen came out from under the throne and strutted proudly about the room. Do you remember what that noise that she makes means? "I've got the right to cackle, I guess," replied Billina. "I've just laid my egg." "What? Laid an egg? In my throne room? How dare you do such a thing?" asked the king in a voice of fury. "I lay eggs wherever I happen to be," said the hen, ruffling her feathers and then shaking them into place. "But, thunderation! Don't you know that eggs are poison?" roared the king, while his rock-colored eyes struck out in great terror. "Poison? Well, I declare," said Billina indignantly. "I'll have you know that all my eggs are warranted strictly fresh and up to date. Poison indeed." "You don't understand," retorted the little monarch nervously. "Eggs belong only to the outside world, to the world on the earth's surface where you came from. Here in my underground kingdom they are rank poison, as I said, and we gnomes can't bear them around." "Well, you'll have to bear this one around," declared Billina, "for I've laid it." "Where?" asked the king. "Under your throne," said the hen. The king jumped 3 feet into the air, so anxious was he to get away from the throne. "Take it away! Take it away at once!" "Stop it, Rorschach," he shouted. "I can't," said Billina. "I haven't any hands." "I'll take the egg," said the Scarecrow. "I'm making a collection of Billina's eggs. There is one in my pocket now that she laid yesterday." Hearing this, the monarch hastened to put a good distance between himself and the Scarecrow, who was about to reach under the throne for the egg when the hen suddenly stopped and cried, "Stop!" "What's wrong?" asked the Scarecrow. "Don't take the egg unless the king will allow me to enter the palace and have a guess as the others have done," said Billina. "Pshaw!" returned the king. "You are only a hen. How could you guess my enchantments?" "I can try, I suppose," said Billina, "and if I fail, you'll have another ornament." "What a pretty ornament you'd make, wouldn't you?" growled the king. "But you shall have your way. It will properly punish you for daring to lay an egg in my presence. After the Scarecrow is enchanted, You shall follow him into the palace. But how will you touch these objects? With my claws, said the hen, and I can speak the word Ev as plainly as anyone. But I must have the right to guess the enchantments on my friends, and to release them if I succeed. Very well, said the king, you have my promise. Then, said Billina to the Scarecrow, you may get the egg. He knelt down and reached underneath the throne and found the egg, which he placed in the other pocket of his jacket, fearing that if both eggs were in one pocket they would knock together and get broken. Just then a bell above the throne rang briskly, and the king gave another nervous jump. Well, well, he said, with a rueful face, the girl has actually done it. Done what? Asked the Scarecrow. She made one guess that is right, and has broken one of my neatest enchantments. By rickety, that's too bad. I never thought she would do it. Do I understand that she will now return to us in safety? Inquired the Scarecrow, joyfully wrinkling his painted face into a broad smile. Of course, said the king, fretfully pacing up and down the room. I always keep my promises, no matter how foolish they are. I shall make an ornament of the yellow hen to replace the one I have just lost. Perhaps you will, and perhaps you won't, murmured Billina calmly. I may surprise you by guessing right. Do you think Billina will guess right? Sorry, my dog is sitting halfway on my computer. Remember, she knows what they all look like, what colors they are. So do you think she'll make right guesses? Guessing right, snapped the king. How could you guess right when your betters have failed you, you stupid fowl? Billina did not care to answer this question, and a moment later the doors flew open and Dorothy entered, leading the little Prince Evering by the hand. The Scarecrow welcomed the girl with a close embrace, and he would have embraced Evering too in his delight. But the shy little prince shrank away from the painted Scarecrow because he did not yet know his many excellent qualities. But there was little time for the friends to talk, because the Scarecrow must now enter the palace. Dorothy's success had greatly encouraged him, and they both hoped he would manage to at least make one correct guess. However, he proved as unfortunate as the others except Dorothy, and although he took a great deal of time to select his objects, not one did the poor Scarecrow guess right. So he became a solid gold card receiver, and the beautiful but terrible palace awaited its next visitor. It's my turn now, said Billina briskly. Oh, I'd forgotten you, said the king. But you don't need to go if you don't wish to. I will be generous and let you off. No, you won't, replied the hen. I insist upon having my guesses, as you promised. Then go ahead, you absurd feathered fool, grumbled the king, and he caused the opening that led to the palace to appear once more. Don't go, Billina, Dorothy cried earnestly. It isn't easy to guess those ornaments, and only luck saved me from being one myself. Stay with me, and we'll go back to the land of Ev together. I'm sure this little prince will give us a home. Indeed I will, said Evering with much dignity. Don't worry, my dear, cried Billina with a cluck that was meant for a laugh. I may not be human, but I'm no fool, if I am a chicken. Oh, Billina, said Dorothy, you haven't been a chicken in a long time. Not since you've been grown up. Perhaps that's true, answered Billina thoughtfully. But if a Kansas farmer sold me to someone, what would he call me? A hen or a chicken? Never mind that, Dorothy. I'm going. I won't say goodbye because I'm coming back. Keep up your courage, for I'll see you later. Then Billina gave several loud clucks that seemed to make the fat little king more nervous than ever, and marched through the entrance into the enchanted palace. I hope I've seen the last of that bird, declared the monarch, seating himself again on his throne and mopping the perspiration from his forehead with a rock-colored handkerchief. Hens are bothersome enough at their best, but when they talk they are simply dreadful. Billina's my friend, said Dorothy quietly. She may not always be exactly polite, but she means well, I'm sure. So, Billina is facing all these ornaments. Remember, she was under the throne and heard what colors all the different people are in their ornament form. So, do you feel like she will be successful in finding everybody? She has been given the opportunity to find all of the royal family of Ev that is left, plus everyone from Oz and TikTok, who is not green. Remember, the folks from Oz were green. TikTok and the Scarecrow are gold. And how do you think the Gnome King is going to react if she is successful and finds everybody and turns them back into people? He really enjoys his ornaments. He's very pleased with what he's turned all the different characters into. Do you think he's going to be happy and fair in releasing everyone if and when Billina is successful? We'll have to see tomorrow. The next chapter is called Purple, Green, and Gold. And we will follow Billina through the palace and find out which ornaments she touches and if she is successful. So, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.